Hello, James Hunt here, international racing driver. Ali asked me to come up with a 5-minute talk about the new reading framework, but I couldn't be bothered, so I got Mark to do it instead. Why are we interested in story times and reading throughout the school? We start off with this. If you imagine a 5-year-old child who is never ever read to, they only hear conversational words, they miss out on a lot of tier 2 vocabulary. By the age of 5, their vocabulary is reasonably small there. If you manage to read to them 1 or 2 times per week, a vast improvement there. If you manage to read to that child between 3 and 5 times, a little story time here and there, the number goes up. If it's daily, it's this enormous number, almost 300,000. And if, like Cassidy reads many books to her class, if a child had 5 books a day shared with them, then their vocabulary by the age of 5 is almost 1.5 million. So, what we do, what you do, is super important. That's why we began with that slide. This new document here, the reading framework, has come out this year, and it will mean that there are a whole bunch of changes, and changes hopefully for the good in how we approach reading, how we hear stories, how we present stories, how we teach phonics, reading throughout the school. And it basically falls into these sections that are in front of you there. One swift change that you will see, the notion of hands down. It gives you the reasoning there, exactly why. So, restructuring how all children can participate actively in a lesson rather than the ones who know it putting their hands up and everybody else falling asleep. Hands down in classes is something that this document brings in. Book corners. We've had a bit of a makeover in Park's class, and I know other classes as well. Anna's done a fantastic job of kind of auditing what's in the book corner to make sure that every book there is an absolute belter. Think about it like the biscuits. If you only had time to eat 10 more biscuits in your life, me personally, I would avoid the custard creams. So, in the book corner, the whole point of a book corner is that it's going to change the way children approach reading. It's going to change their reading habits. Thriving on repetition. This means that, especially in Key Stage 1, but definitely in Key Stage 2 as well, being able to hear a story read by an adult, being then able to go and find that book in the books amongst the reading corner and reread it yourself again. Hearing it read by other people, hearing things read over and over again is an important part of this document. Daily story reading time. Don't be surprised if you are called upon by your class to take over the reading of a chapter of the story, and it's not just about, right, everybody heads on the desk, fall asleep, and I'll read a chapter of the story. It's about engaging children with it, pausing, cherishing new vocabulary, going over things which are unfamiliar, talking about the emotions of the characters, maybe even having a graph up in your class where you graph the characters' emotions as they go through the story. But having a ring-fenced amount of time where a story, which is chosen off of the Pi Corbett reading spine, which is a list of books by year group throughout the school, means that children will hear stories which are appropriate to their year group, which are challenging, full of vocabulary to accelerate their own writing, and avoid having the same story read to them 3 times in their journey throughout the school. A big change that's going to happen is this SSP, a systematic synthetic phonics, the scheme basically that we use, and the scheme that we use at the moment is letters and sounds, and the report says this is no longer good enough. As a scheme, they don't think that it is appropriate anymore. So schools are being forced to go for something different. We're investigating a scheme called Sounds Right and the books which go with it, which are all decodable, but having phonics sessions which happen in every classroom and look different as they tailor their way up the school is going to be an outcome of this. Finally, the report outlines, well, it seems pretty obvious to you lot because you're all brilliant, that children should be taught to speak in whole sentences and have back and forth conversations with adults and speak politely and properly. I think we're all over that one, but the report does highlight it very strongly. Thank you ever so much, and I'm sorry I've slipped over the 5 minutes.